When it's time for construction, we normally consider some key elements first. One of the key elements which you have to consider is the foundation. In construction, we have two categories of foundations. One, we have deep foundation. Two, we have shallow foundation. Those foundations are mostly used in construction. Before choosing which type of foundation you have to use, you have to consider the bearing capacity of the soil. You have to consider the weight of the structure. But in most cases, for these structures which we normally construct for these small projects, we normally use shallow foundations because deep foundations are normally constructed when constructing heavy structures like skyscrapers, like bridges, like heavy dams. That's when we use those deep foundations. For us, let us focus on shallow foundations. In shallow foundation, they are oftenly placed like a meter or 1.5 meter deep to distribute a building weight to the soil. In those shallow foundations, we normally use isolated footings, a common shallow type that supports individual columns and ensures stable weight distribution, found mainly in residential and light commercial buildings. These are simple and cost-effective, sized based on columns load and soil capacity. Combined footings are used for closely spaced columns, merging isolated footings into one pad for better load distribution. Strap footings connect isolated footings with a strap to manage heavy off-centered loads. Then eccentric footings deal with misaligned loads, crucial in asymmetrical designs. When we consider the strip or a wall foundation, it supports entire wall with continuous concrete strip, useful for load-bearing walls and commonly in a residential construction. So that's it. Finally, we are going to talk about the deep foundations. These are fundamental aspects of civil engineering, primarily used to support structures where surface soils is not sufficient to carry the loads imposed by buildings or bridges or other infrastructure. Under deep foundation, we normally have the end-bearing piles. These transfer load to a hard stratum or bedrock at the pile tip. We also have the friction piles. This drives their load-bearing capacity from the friction developed between the pile surface and the surrounding soil. Or we even have the drilled shafts. These are large cylindrical concrete members that are installed by drilling a hole in the ground and then filling it with concrete. They are often used in water or when load demands are substantial. We also have the pile foundation. These used in buildings where soil conditions are poor. They can be made of concrete